Grange. Today is August 18th, 2025, and we are having an extraordinary guest tonight for your listening and viewing pleasure, Jen Smith. And she is the Executive Director of the Natural Resources Trust, commonly known as NRT here in Easton. And we want to welcome you, Jen. She's going to tell us about all the good things that she's doing. Now, how long have you been the executive? You're brand new.
I am just shy of a year.
Just shy of a year. But she has done magnificent work. And you're going to hear a little bit about that. And I'm sure that she would love to hear some of your ideas for the program as well. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you very much for having me, everybody. I am very thankful to have been invited to come and join the group tonight, which I will honestly say I had to kind of get some information about the Grange. I've lived in Easton for 18 years, and so I think these are great opportunities for me to learn as a resident, but also another entity running an organization to learn more about the things that are happening in Easton. I think this is why collaborating and partnering opportunities like this are very important. So thank you very, very much for a lovely meal, the camaraderie, the community, and for inviting me to come speak to you all. There are very familiar faces, and there are some faces at this table that I have not met or spoken to before. But I know Ed Hands has been a very active member of the NRT in years past. So if I get anything wrong, Mr. Historian, please let me know. I got a real-time fact checker right here. So if I get anything wrong, I'm sure he'll let me know. But as Priscilla said, I am the Executive Director of the NRT. I have been a resident of Easton for about 18 years. I joked before that I come from the land of New Jersey, and I hail from Brooklyn. So I am a city girl, Jersey girl, but I did grow up in the country in a very small town. And when my husband and I were looking to plant roots, I said, hey, what about that really sweet town that has that harvest fair? So the NRT is actually the reason why we decided this is where we wanted to start and raise our family. So to be here almost 2 decades after running the organization is really, really meaningful, and it's very sweet for me. It's also very, it's an honor to be a part of an organization that is so deeply rooted in the history of Easton. I think we can all agree that there are a lot of amazing entities, but this beautiful building is one of them, our library, all of the Ames estates that are now used for common space. There are so many experiences that I have where I'm running into residents, friends who have a story to share. There is always an NRT story to share. And so to be woven into that history is really, really exciting, and it makes me feel very happy to be a part of it. I am very busy doing things to be actively engaged with the NRT. I think we've had a very dormant existence in the last few years, but we're really active and partnering with other entities like the library, like the Lions Club, like the Grange. And so the community partnerships will be a big focus of my tenure at the NRT. We have a very small staff, but a very robust staff. So everything that I do is done in absolute teamwork and partnership with them. We have our Director of Education, Nathan. We have the education team, Jessica and Hannah. We all know Louis, who's been the animal and ground steward for many, many years, along with Jean, who's the Director of Operations. And we also have Jaquay, who is our part-time animal steward. We have a really engaged board. The president of the board is Dennis, who have all been extremely supportive of me making changes. Because no one likes someone that comes in and just decides to just do a ton of change. I can tell you, sometimes that's not fun, but I've had a lot of great response to the things that we're doing. And some of those things really, the first year was focusing on our infrastructure as an organization. We are a small team. We are a team of 7 people, but to bring our information systems to as accessible and transferable knowledge, getting us onto .org emails, how we share our files, like just the human resources piece was really important for me because I had run another large organization prior to coming to the NRT, and I felt it was important for the legacy piece to make sure we carry things forward in a way that all of our history is accessible as we move through with future leaders. The other piece is bringing us back to the glory days of our grounds and our animals. And so that is another big piece, and I'm very proud to say that in the first 6 or 7 months of me being there, we acquired 2 Highland calves. So those are big treasures. Charlie and Bucky are adorable. If you haven't come to see them, please come visit. They are the sweetest cows. I would love to bring more sheep. We just acquired some beautiful Lady Amherst pheasants. I'd like to be able to continue to grow our animals. We are lovingly known as the sheep pasture. So a big focus is to get more sheep, which I think would be very appropriate at this time. But to be able to do that, we need to build for that in our future. So we are the big project. We just did a renovation to the Parker room, which is now known as the Parker Grant room, thanks to the Sean Grant family. And that will be served as an overflow education space. It was an older building, really wasn't used to its maximum capacity. So we just renovated that building in a way to help enrich all the programs that we're doing for all the schools. So the next big piece for our grounds is building a new barn. That would be the big focus for our fundraising efforts, for our programming. Once we get that barn, it will be the field that's on Route 138 on that side. I think there used to be a barn there, correct? There used to be a barn there. And so once we build that barn, we'll be able to house the veterinarian. So we're working on that. We have a local architect who will be working with that. His name is Stan Kulinski, and we will be making sure that we utilize local talent to build that barn for us. The other piece that I'm also very excited about is how we bring on our programming. So in the past, we've done large-scale programming primarily for Easton Public Schools, which unfortunately due to the override, we lost a big piece of that programming. We were able to salvage and bring most of it back, but it really lent itself to an opportunity to engage in communities and schools adjacent to Easton. So I'm very, very proud to say that we have a very large contract that we're now going to be working with Brockton. And so they're netting all across the district, so first grade, second grade, third grade, fifth grade, which are a lot of schools. I'm very proud of that. We talk about equitable programming. I think some of the students and the families for green space, environmental education, and providing those students and families with an opportunity to learn about the nature and the environment around them. We may not be able to bring them all over to the NRT, but we certainly can plant those seeds and love of nature in a community that we haven't been to yet. So that I'm also very excited about. We are working with entities like Stonehill, Northeastern University, Massasoit. That's also something very new, trying to create partnerships where we can house students and professors to really enrich programming for their students and really enrich our support with whatever kind of majors those students. We had a great group of marketing students work with us last year from Northeastern. They put a lot of great material together for us about how we can engage families as they come visit our premises. We developed a new logo. We have brand new signage, which is another way of kind of advertising to the world that we are entering a new phase, but still honoring who we are, where we came from, but bringing ourselves into a new place. Our office, I know that in the past our office doors were closed. My office is always open. That door is always open. And let me tell you, a lot of people come in. I sometimes don't get a lot of work done, but I will tell you that office is open. So if after this evening there are questions, ideas, or concerns, or anything that you want to share with me, that office is there for you, and I am there every day.
And she has a great couch in that office.
I have a great couch.
She does.
I want it open.
Yeah. Sometimes. And so it's just with the all of the work that we're doing in the community. We're going to be partnering with the library in the next few months to honor the book by Chet Ramos and Pat. I've actually spoken with Ed about that, trying to do so that's something I think that is also long overdue. But that takes planning and collaboration with lots of entities around town, especially with Chet's family. But doing something like that's just an example of reaching out and finding ways to collaborate and find programming. Providing adult programming is another big part of us. I think when you think of the sheep pasture, it's the harvest fair, the summer camp, and the great walking trails. But I'd like to start introducing things like watercolor art classes. You can sit at the foundation wall and have someone teach you how to paint. I have bird watching classes, gardening classes. So these are all things that you'll start to see come into the pipeline. I think it's just as important to understand that we have all ages of residents that like to come and enjoy, and to make sure our programming reflects that. So you'll start to see those changes. If you're not following us on our social media, you'll start to see those things come out as well. If you're not on a newsletter list and you'd like to be, let me know. I can make sure we get you on there. We have a big barn dance. We tried something new last year, and it was so popular. I really think we're going to bring it back year after year. That big, beautiful barn is typically what we use for our summer programming, but it's such a great building that I said we should use it for a party, because we like a good party. So we had a big barn dance fundraiser. We had Shovel Town come out. We had a great group, and it raised a lot of money to help us raise money for our new barn. But that'll be something I think to add to the mix along with the harvest fair year after year. And I know you guys are doing there's a line dance. There's a great band and a line dance coming through. Everyone likes a good line dance. Country music, can't go wrong.
October 24th. Yeah.
But I do welcome any storytelling, any ideas. I think we're only as good as the community we build for each other, and I'd like to keep that going. Everyone here, Ed has seen this, but I'm very thankful to Kevin Williams, because in my first few weeks of being on the job, he delivered something to me that I just found to be such a treasure. And this was Elise Ames Parker's journal from 1924 to 1978. And it's really just her musings about the gardens. It's really just plots. She talked all about her garden. So I feel like that will also be a big piece of the NRT. We'll start to maybe take a little more care in our gardens, just like Elise did. If anyone would like to, after this was her journal, and it's really so special. She had years of this, where she wrote just notes about her garden, where the flowers were being planted, how they were looking, how they should be cut back, and so this is a nice reminder of the history of the NRT, and to honor it, and also bring it with us as we move things into the future. And so, for that, thank you very much for your time. Let me ramble on for a few minutes. I don't have Lori Pyres' hats, but I did bring a fun journal. But if anyone has any questions or stories that you'd like to share, I would love to see that. And also, I just want to, my husband and my daughter just popped in. This is my husband, Dan, and this is my daughter, Eden. So thank you for allowing them to join. Yeah.
I just have a question. So, do you live in that house that's next to the NRT?
I do not. So we have 3 properties that are involved with our campus. And so the brown house that is on that big beautiful stone house, that's the Wilcox family. And they've been there for many, many years, and probably will be there for many to come. And then there's a little red house in the property that's on the hill adjacent to the foundation. That's where Jean lives. Jean Crandall, the director of operations, she's been there also for many years. And then there's a brown stucco house across from Porphyrios, and that's the rental. That's a rental home. So,
I just always wonder what's in that house.
yeah, and actually, Karen Wilcox is an amazing photographer and artist, and I'm going to be having her do an art show for us in the next year. So, anyone else? No stories? Anyone have any fun stories or memories of the NRT?
Mr. Hands, come on.
Hey, come on, Ed, you must have some good
I know, Ed, I'm surprised at you.
They're not all fun stories.
Well, you know the good ones. But do you want to share one?
Well, I just want to say that it made such a difference in my son's life to have that opportunity to just go down there when he was very young and establish a love of just being in nature. We used to do this weekly hike, and the lady I'm sure is gone for so many years, you probably wouldn't know it. We used to do this hike, and he just became like this lover of nature, and he just appreciates it on every level, like just so appreciates nature. Spends like not so much of his time just being out there. And I think it was those very early years, and I think that's a wonderful thing that a community can offer children that opportunity. Maybe some children will never get it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have good memories there.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Give me a fun story.
Just be careful what you wish for when it comes to sheep. They're very unusual. I'm one of the few people around who actually had an opportunity while I was there to milk a sheep.
Well, that's a story I wasn't expecting to be told.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to milk the mama sheep to get the milk going for the baby sheep. So that was,
That's something to look forward to.
yes, absolutely. Then we had do you know how you tell whether your sheep has the chance of having baby sheep?
I can tell you from someone from Brooklyn and Jersey, the answer is no.
I have an answer.
Go ahead.
Well, in Ireland, they mark them with colors, red and blue, whatever. I don't know if they do the same here.
Yeah,
I swear.
you mark them with like a chalky substance,
Okay.
the male. And then
We won't get into the details.
when he jumps on the female,
Oh.
Families there.
yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking like two sheep. I think like 10. Two sheep. I have teenagers at home. I can't have too many crazy. Yeah. There's my very good friend Jeannie and Floyd Radici talked about a spaghetti dinner that used to happen at the NRT where the parents would cook a spaghetti dinner and the kids would walk and the parents would have this big dinner. Was that something that used to happen?
Yeah, that was before my time, but I've heard about it.
Yeah.
If you want to do gardening things, contact the Agricultural Commission.
Okay.
Yeah. We have the other community garden. That's it for me.
Thank you, Ed.
I just want to say that Jen has brought so much energy to the NRT. The whole vibe there.
We need to get it on
I have to start again. I just want to say that Jen has brought so much energy and enthusiasm to the NRT. It's a totally different place, totally different vibe, and I applaud you for doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can all tell from Jen's personality that she's brought a lot of enthusiasm. And she's like that all the time. She's not putting on an
It's
act.
very
she
annoying
just
to my
brought.
husband, I can tell you.
You're supposed to say no, it isn't.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
The diary.
Thank Jen so much for coming and for her continuing leadership with NRT. And she has really transformed the place. So let's give her a big hand, but let's show up as sheep pastor. And maybe donate a sheep. And lay on the couch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, can I say one thing, Ernie?
Yeah, here, say it in the light.
Yeah. And to those of you who are watching this program and enjoying and getting educated about the NRT, know that you can join the Grange and experience these very interesting programs and a delicious supper catered by not just Tivoli. Is that right? Tivoli. All right. And we meet the third Monday of every month except January and February. And 6 o'clock is supper, or as my friend Joe Lundgren likes to say, dinner. So come at 6 p.m. if you'd like to be fed, and then the program starts roughly around 6:45. Thank you for joining us tonight. Till next time, be well.